Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Foreign Strategies. Prepare for takeoff.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Delane Isaac from Foreign Strategies, one half. And today I want to talk about 5 cons that I found in Mexico. Well, I've been traveling all around Mexico for the past 4 months. I've been to Mexico City, I've been to Habash, I've been to Isla Mujeres, I've been to Merida, I've been to Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen, Cholula, Puebla. I've been to as many places as I can find. And the thing is that, I have another channel called Gray Spaces TV, and I do travel on that, strictly travel, right? And I was, for a while, I was like, man, I want to talk about dating, I want to talk about other things. So when I joined forces with T-Bob, this is perfect. So today, the first thing I want to talk about, I work remotely as an architect, and you need internet. Let's be real. When you go into these countries and you're working remotely, the most important thing you need is Wi-Fi. Okay, maybe you need AC too, because you can't be in some hot place working on your stuff, and then you have great Wi-Fi, but then you all sweaty. That's just not gonna work. So right off the bat, Fastcom. Before somebody corrects me on how I pronounce this, megabit per second. Before you go to a place, you want to find out how many megabits per second is that particular that place, right? On fast.com. Generally speaking, 5 megabits per second, that's good for email. Anything higher than that, then now you're talking about another ball game, right? You're talking about streaming 40 and up. You're talking about uploading, downloading. In a perfect world, you want to have 100 and up. I looked on the webs, and there's actually, you can go up to 200. You can go up to like 10,000. I heard, like fiber optics. Crazy. So in this video, I go to Puerto Escondido. I was hanging out with my homie Janae, and we literally had 1 megabit per second. And luckily, I didn't have to work on that weekend, so we were just hanging out. Puerto Escondido was pretty chill. It was extremely hot, man. And what I noticed, and another thing, the second point I want to go into, I noticed that when the electricity goes out, it goes out for a while, unless the person has a backup generator. So when you're out in these places, you got to keep that in mind. Look at the weather. Look at the forecast. Is it going to be a hurricane? Because I remember I was going to go to Tulum, and the hurricane was like hurricane season. It was like 3 hurricanes in a row. It was nuts, man. And people out there were like, "Yeah, come out." I'm like, "Come out? Do you want me to lose my job?" Like Foreign Strategies is not taking off just yet. By that time, I wasn't even doing Foreign Strategies, but I was like, yeah, Gray Spaces is not paying all the bills. You know what I mean? So, that's something you want to keep in mind. You want to be mindful of the weather, because, I decided to stay. I'm in the tri-state area, New York area, and a lot of my friends that had no power for like a couple days, man. It was incredible. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, yo, like, how do you get work done? Like, what happens? Do you just tell your company, hey, the power's out? Like, that's one thing I just don't understand. Obviously I'm not Mexican, I'm American. The infrastructure, people just really good without internet, man. I remember I took a bus from Puerto Escondido to go to Oaxaca City, and it was a 7-hour shuttle ride. And I was checking the Wi-Fi in these areas. There was no service, and people was just happy, living blissfully. So there's power in that. There's power in like living that lifestyle. But unfortunately, I don't live that lifestyle. So when you're traveling around, you just got to keep that in mind. A third thing is food. what I noticed is that a lot of people were making fun of me because I was eating like Mexican food. And I would just go to the bathroom like a million times a day, man. Like blowing that bathroom up, like dropping bombs, like it's like another war, you know. Like, and I started eating Panda Express. I started eating McDonald's, and my stomach was like, it's really weird because I like to eat healthy for the most part. I like to work out often, and my stomach was fine. So I just basically started eating American food, and a lot of people were teasing me. And the thing is like I'm very open-minded. I like to eat different foods and like enjoy other cultural foods and like, you know, kind of like tickle my palate. But for some reason it just was not working. So that's the third thing on the list is food. If you got a weak stomach and you're going to Mexico, just be careful because I remember I was in Mexico City and man, I had like Pepto-Bismol on deck. I went to 2 bottles. I was hanging out with T-Bob. I had to give T-Bob some shots. Pepto-Bismol. You know what I mean? Most people out there taking shots of tequila. I'm over here taking shots of Pepto-Bismol. Man, it's crazy. So yeah, I mean, Mexico is pretty, you know, if you have a strong stomach, you're good because the Mexico is really cheap. The food is very affordable. But that food is strong, man. I don't know what it is. The fourth on the list, I just want to say, like, a lot of places don't have AC. You know, I spoke about that earlier, and they just have fans. And some Airbnbs, they don't even have AC or fans. So, you know, in another video, T-Bob, he mentioned you want to make sure that you got AC because I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I don't know if they just like living a life on the edge. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just, I guess they're just cool with that. You want to make sure when you get a spot, the AC is on deck, and yeah, make sure you get that. Make sure that's in the listing. The fifth thing, let's say, I'm gonna say the bugs. You know, if you're not a bug person, I remember growing up as a kid, I used to play with bugs all the time. It doesn't really bother me, but like, you know, who wants to wake up and a bug on their face or something like that, or a bug, or, you know, some bugs in their bed, or it's kind of like Debbie Downer. But fortunately, growing up as a kid, I used to play with spiders and ants and all that stuff. And I remember me and T-Bob was in the Airbnb. I actually had to capture these couple of green beetles, and I had capture and release them because I didn't want to kill them. And I'm like, oh, where are these bugs coming from? They're actually coming from a plant from within the Airbnb. And this is like a really upscale Polanco in Mexico City upscale spot. So if you're not a bug person, keep in mind, because I remember, you know, I was hyping up Playa del Carmen. I was like, yo, T-Bob, let's do Playa del Carmen my way. I'm gonna show you how I'll do it. First night we got there, man, Airbnb was infested. It was crazy, man. I still ain't even get my money, all of our money back from that, because you know, here's a tip. If you go into an Airbnb and it's riddled with pests, like bugs or whatever the case may be, you can get 100% full refund, guys. So you heard it here first. If you didn't know that tip, now you know. So those are my 5 things, you know, my 5 cons about Mexico. I love Mexico, but you know, every city has its pros and cons, and those are my 5 things. And yeah, Puerto Escondido was cool. I would definitely go here again, and I'll go here with the homies and drive like ATVs because it's really cheap. Alright guys, until next time, y'all know what to do. It's your boy Dwayne Isaac, 1/2 Foreign Strategies. Can't wait till we get these podcasts out.
Thanks for flying with Foreign Strategies. Make sure you subscribe.